What we're going to do is we're going to talk about like pre-qualifying for a home mortgage. The biggest step is what's the very first thing to do when you're looking to buy a house. So we got Brandon here, and then we're going to talk about certain loans and what kind of pre-qualifications you need for those.
All right, well, the first thing to do when you're looking for a house is get a professional. Either talk to the Ruse Bros or a real estate agent that you already have, and a mortgage broker. Let's find out, really what you're looking for and what you can truly afford. And then the question is, what type of mortgage program is proper for you? And really, there's a large number of different mortgage programs with every single bank, and of course, there's many different banks. Traditionally, there's really 4 ways to go. There's FHA, conventional, VA, and USDA. I can't speak too much about USDA. I haven't done one before, but generally there's a lot of land involved with it, anything that has to do with the USDA types of loans. All right, VA is for veterans, and those are one of the only types of zero down loans that are still available. All right, so those come with zero down. You don't have to put any money down, but there are percentages or premiums that you pay upfront in order to buy that loan. Then there's the most common loans, which are FHA and conventional. And the bottom line, that all has to do with percentages, how much money you're putting down, how much money you're putting down, as well as what your debt to income ratios are, and things like that judge which way we go. FHA tends to be for a newer home buyer, a little bit more lax on the credit requirements than most of the conventional programs, but that's pretty much the basics.
Okay, man, thanks for all that information. Again, if you're looking to buy a house, your very first step is to see where you pre-qualify at. So basically, we would go through Brandon with People's Mortgage. And is there like a website or anything that you got, something that they can connect to, that they can fill out an online application?
You know what? Give me a call. The website's a little long, so I'll get a shorter one in the future here. But give me a call, 512-585-3153, and I'm sure we'll have a link up in the comments here just shortly.
Okay, so we got a question from Brad Robbins. What is the #1 question a person should ask a lender when shopping for one?
Brad, that is a great question. #1 question you should ask a lender when shopping for one. I would ask about just experience, how long they've been in the business, so that they can so you know that someone is understanding what they're doing, because there is so much more to mortgage lending. It's not just putting an application, checking your credit score. There are literally, I said, a lot of them. There's hundreds of programs at each bank, and our particular mortgage firm works with 15, 20 different banks on a regular basis. So there's lots of different programs. So ask someone what their experience is, so they can explain some of those details to you.
Brad, you got any other questions that you want to ask, or anybody on Facebook Live want to ask any questions? We got a mortgage lender right here. He can answer any question you have.
I'm here. You guys say when.
If not, we're going to head on back into, okay, we got another question. What about fees? Are they all the same?
No, fees are not all the same at all. Every mortgage company, every mortgage program, there's a number of different factors to all the fees. And it depends on what fees you're asking about, of course. Are the lender fees and what we charge and when we charge it, as well as the title company fees. The title company fees, the title fee itself tends to be one of the bigger ones at closing, besides your prepaids and your down payment. That is in fact a fixed fee. But every lender should tell you exactly how we get paid as well. So you just ask that question to your lender, and they should be able to very clearly tell you exactly what the fees are up front. And in fact, we're committed to those numbers once we tell you that upon application.
All right, anybody else got any other questions? All right, well, what we're going to do is we're going to head on. Okay, we got another question. Explain prepaids.
Great question, Brad. Prepaids, generally speaking, what we're talking about are your taxes and insurance up front, and any other things that might be specific to the property, like HOA fees or other things that are specific to that property and or community. There are a number of other fees, but that's generally what we're talking about when we talk about prepaids, is your insurance and taxes that you owe as the new owner for the remainder of the year.
Answer your questions. Did you talk about any down payment assistance programs or anything like that?
Oh, do you have well, I mean,
how many do you do any down payment assistance programs? As far as what would you, if a new home buyer wanted to come to you and he heard something about down payment assistance programs, what would you kind of explain in that type of process?
well, the key thing with down payment assistance programs is they are very, very specific. So whether it's to the county or the city or the state, there's a number of different down payment assistance programs, and that comes back to the experience question: is knowing where they are and what they are, and which buyers qualify for those prepaid down payment assistance programs. So because it changes from county to county, from city line. Sometimes it's maybe you get a down payment assistance program that's specific to your profession or your career. So there's a number of down payment assistance programs for teachers and other folks that are in the not the service industry. Help me out here. Police, firemen,
fire, the health
those that keep us safe. Those guys. There's a lot of DPAs for those groups as well.
So if you're a teacher, firefighter, police officer, EMS, we got some things for down payment assistance programs that you guys can look into. We got great, mortgage lenders that we can talk to. Brandon's one of them. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask. If not, we're gonna head on back into our open house and go from there. So thanks for joining us today. We just want to give a shout out to Facebook. You all have an awesome day.
Thanks so much, y'all.
Later,
Thanks,
Facebook.
Josh. Thanks, Jake.
Thanks, Brandon. Bye.